forgot to put everybody back into I was like sitting here just listening to it like, I'm like, oh my goodness. Click, 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 click.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's edition of the Crossroads here on Veterans Anonymous. I am your host, Combat Cricket, Jade Lopez, coming to you from Colorado. Former 31 Bravo military policing, your best friend. Little time in Iraq, little time in Haiti in the Natty Guard.
Little time, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Little time for a little person.
Just a little bitty time in Haiti. Just a little bitty time.
The American, if you will.
Hello, everybody. I am the American Sauce Boss. How you guys doing today? Aircraft structural maintenance. Craftsman, did 17 years, 11 months, 25 days. Not that I was counting. And active duty Air Force, beekeeper, worked all our bombers, some other little stuff. And generally had a really good time, learned a lot of shit, met a lot of really good people, and had a bunch of great experiences. It's Dean! It's the Dean! It's the train man! But
yeah, I was going to be clever, like, with the texting, but...
Yeah, but, got out of the Air Force, decided to go back to school, because that was a smart job, and get a degree in engineering and machining, and now I directly equate it to working on barbecue sauce, because that's what I do for a living. So, yes, kids, go to college, because you'll definitely do what you went to school for. And Mark, get back to work.
We need more of that sauce, Mark. Come on.
Uncle Si.
Uncle Si checking in on Wednesdays here at the Crossroads. I did a little Army Reserve, National Guard, active duty. I pretty much did everything in the Army before 90.
Roman
Part of the Red Sea was, let's see, I had KP at the Last Supper. My first pair of boots
That's a good one.
My first pair of boots were sandals.
Birkenstock, original Birkenstocks.
Oh my God, I'm going to...
After the Big Bang, I dropped the first VA claim for hearing loss.
Did you guys go, when God did the Big Bang, did you have to go up to it, like put it up and be like, clear?
Yeah.
You were an engineer.
Even better is if he was, when he breaks his leg, his pins were the nails that put Jesus on the cross.
Oh my God. Who's that knocking? Oh, hell. Oh, I got season tickets.
I'm driving.
You're forgetting one thing.
What's up?
You're forgetting one thing. The greatest, Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson, is the devil.
Susan!
And forget about driving the bus. I got a condo down there. I got a code to the back gate. I'm not 666. I'm 665. I'm a neighbor of the beast.
And we got Jimmy James in the house. And go ahead, our fellow man from the future, Ducky Van Duckenstein.
Yes, absolutely. All I need is a beautiful wig and fishnet stockings, and I can turn around and become Tim Curry.
True.
That's going to take a lot.
Okay, Frankenfurter.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ducky veteran, Navy veteran, 13 years. Got out 4 years ago through medical reasons. Plenty of time overseas. Did 3 tours Persian Gulf, 1 tour of East Timor, 3 Navy vessels over from Western Australia, and happily retired in South Australia now. So, and at the moment it is 10:30 a.m. in the future.
He's talking to us from the future.
Give me some stock tips.
Yeah.
I wish. If you want to get stock tips, you tell me, and then I'll put it in, and then you won't get the reimbursements. As I said, you might get the reimbursements.
How many tequila bottles? Actually, I only bought one. I bought this new tequila that I tried when I was out in Minneapolis, and it was smooth.
Ooh, yeah, that looks good.
Ooh.
And it wasn't super expensive. It only cost me like $40.
That's
And
not bad for a smooth tequila. That's
when
not
I tried
bad.
it was
Evil.
super smooth. And I had it over ice. It just needed some ice. And yeah, it was good. And then I got a new bottle of, they're calling it the toasted line. They actually like char the barrel and let the bourbon sit in an extra charred barrel for a little bit. So the barrel's toasted and then they pour. So,
Nice.
And then I have something else for later on. I actually got this in Minneapolis too. We're gonna do this instead of my memes. We're gonna play
Bean Boozled. Oh, yes. That game is awesome. I love that game.
Yes.
So we're gonna do a little bit of.
We used to take
some to me though.
We used to take those jelly beans out to the field and we'd sit there and be like, all right, dude, here, try these two. You know, like on a dare, and somebody try them and like, oh my God, that tastes so terrible. And then like a couple years later, there's a cookbook where you can combine different jelly beans to get different flavors of things.
Yeah.
Everything from steak to margaritas to pepperoni pizza. Yeah.
The
Jelly Bellies.
The candy shop that I'm in right up the street here on 16, they actually have, I don't know if every flavor of Jelly Bellies, but they have pretty much a shit ton of them. A shit ton of them. If they don't have every flavor,
I remember the menu and stuff like that too.
I need I need a kilo or at least 16 ounces of Tutti Frutti.
Okay, you need to preface that because people are like, I need a kilo. I'm like,
I was like,
technical difficulties.
I want to talk about Veterans Anonymous does not support or.
Good morning, Damien.
I was like, Kilo, you might want to talk to me offline.
Yeah. So what? Damien is over in Western Australia. He's actually 2.5 hours behind Adelaide. Thank you to Australia having 5 time zones now because summer and daylight savings.
Oh yeah.
What? How many? What?
We got 5 here in the States too.
We got more
without daylight savings.
Without daylight savings, yeah.
So we only got Arizona is the only one, right?
Arizona, Indiana. There's like 3 or 4 states that don't do the daylight savings time thing.
Yeah. Here in Australia, if we haven't got daylight savings, so during winter time, we've only got 3. We've got Eastern, Central, and West. Now that we should just have daylight savings, just fuck his all and turn around and go, yeah, I'm ahead of you.
Just one for the whole planet. What time is it? 1 o'clock.
Zulu.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I did watch, I listened to a podcast. If you guys ever heard of the guy who's like the human calculator?
Have heard of him.
There's a guy who's a human calculator, and this dude, I listened to the podcast where he was on Mike Rowe's The Way I Heard It podcast. And this guy can literally calculate, you know how if you take, 10, well, fine, and Jade, I don't fucking
I'm listening. I'm just messing around with shit, so y'all don't.
No, how you can take a calculator, and once you start adding, all you have to hit is the plus or multiplication button, and it'll continuously multiply by that number.
Yeah.
He can do that on his own faster than you can hit the button. Like he had a guy calculate like, I think it was like 60 times 85. And as the guy's hitting the button to get the next number, he is literally running away with the numbers faster than the guy can hit the button and read the number. He's just reading. Well, if you look him up, which I did, but I didn't download it yet, he actually has a calendar out where all the days, I think all the days are 23 or 25 days long on the calendar. And he breaks down how broken our actually calendar is.
Oh, it is. It's totally
how broken our calendar is, how like what the months mean and how just asinine, like they're just.
It was all arbitrary and randomly made. They were like, we're going to set the Zulu time frame here over in England, and
not
international date line is over here.
Not even that. He's just talking about dates. The reason, like, what are the months that have the longest days?
The winter ones, usually.
Well, December,
November, December, January, February.
Those are literally the reason they have longer days is because of the Roman, like whatever Caesars. and they didn't want, like, you can't have more days. So the month's named after like one of the Roman leaders,
Right? Yeah,
the Roman calendar.
July.
He goes, well,
July
has 31 days.
Yeah,
I want 31 days.
Right.
Like, that's literally how. That's why we have 31 days in those months. There's a pissing contest.
I want as many too.
Like I said,
it's not because it's literally not because of the summer. It's just and then when you look at his calendar, it literally makes everything. Because he can do the same thing with days. Like, you can give him your birth date, year, day, month, and he can tell you what day you were born, like date.
Yeah, no idea.
You were born. I mean, just like that. He can tell you what date you were born. And but the way his calendar rolls is kind of cool, because when you look at it, I guess like every day it's always the same day. So when you're in January 2nd, it's always on a Monday. So holidays don't rotate, through, and things get all messed up when holidays rotate through the week.
Right.
And I'm like, that would be amazing.
Well, here's what screws me up. It's like some holidays are always on a specific date. Like Halloween is always the 31st of October. Yeah. But like then you got ones that are like the first Sunday of a certain month. So it could be the 4th, the 5th, the 6th,
Yeah.
Easter is a prime example of that.
Yeah.
Have a look. A couple of years ago, Easter was on April Fool's Day.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I
maybe that's
that.
what it was originally on, and Jesus was like, just joking.
Because I wanted to do the April Fools with the Easter Bunny forgot your basket, but my little one was still pretty little. He
broke his computer.
He just disappears.
It's because he was trying to open the bottle of tequila, and his tequila went into the screen.
All I heard was like,
my mouse slid across when I grabbed this bottle of bourbon, and it was like, boop, and it hit my computer, and then logged me off real quick.
But I don't know if you heard what I was saying, boss, but.
Yeah.
My little was still pretty little, so to do that, like, oh yeah, the Easter Bunny forgot you, like, would probably have been soul crushing.
Hey, it's okay, parents. I still remember when my mom told me there was no Santa Claus.
I pretty much figured it out when I woke up and went out like at 2 a.m. and saw my mom and dad putting toys together, like my bicycle, and wrapping presents the night before. I was like, they tried to play it off like, well, Santa didn't have time to wrap them, so he gave them to us to wrap. And I'm like, really? You think
I had to keep up? I had to keep up the bamboozle charade because of my sisters, because they were younger.
Yeah,
I can't tell your sisters.
Well, no, my parents never told me or my sisters. My mom, even to this day, says, if you don't believe, you don't get any gifts.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I believe in Santa.
I don't need a hit on my credit anyway.
I figured out by looking at the gift cards, like when the signature is the same from Santa as from mom and dad, it's kind of not hard to figure out that they're the same freaking person,
Well, we weren't CSI back in the day, Dave.
Why I write things in my left hand.
That's one of the things. But my nephews and my son started doing too, was looking for our handwriting on the.
If I wrote shit in my left hand, people would think Santa had like a brain aneurysm.
No kidding, dude. I've tried to write.
Daddy, save Santa. He's gonna die.
Sorry, I'm ambidextrous.
We don't care what your sex life is. We don't judge.
I am too, but only in certain situations. Shooting. God,
yeah.
I'm ambidextrous too, okay?
That's what they call it, shooting.
That whole timing.
Oh God,
I didn't think that would stick.
Like a case of herpes.
I threw my pencil and it stuck in the mini blinds.
Jade showing off her ninja skills.
Wah.
I was trying to look up.
Y'all were pushing buttons last night.
Yeah, we were pretty much pushing buttons. No, I was trying to look up this hoodie, so I stopped at Indian and I got my 2,500 mile checkup. Now that I'm at like 2,900 miles,
Yeah, right.
And I picked up my highway bars.
Nice.
So that was kind of cool.
You're gonna love those,
dude. They put them on.
Oh, cool.
I had a credit, so they put them on for me. I have the rear ones I'm gonna put on myself. But yeah, dude, I was just like on the highway with my feet on them.
Yep.
And mine are kind of rounded. I'll show pictures of them here in a bit. But I was in there. You know how they have the NFL hoodies that are military appreciation for each team?
Yeah.
So I saw one of the ladies that works clothing in a green hoodie. So I automatically thought it was like just a team. So I kept looking for the team, and she walks past me and she has this big Indian logo on her chest. I'm like, oh shit, like that's a green Indian hoodie.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool. And then I noticed the hood was camo, and I'm like, no, they didn't. Yes, they did. So Indian
nice.
made a hoodie. Boop, boop. That is military appreciation.
That's cool.
Bam. That guy.
Nice.
And it's a really nice quality hoodie. Like the whole hood, not just like the inside lining, is the camo. You have the flag facing the right direction. Okay. On the left arm, and then you have zipper.
That's Air Force shit.
Zipper pocket.
It is.
It is. Zipper pocket on the front that goes all the way through to the other side, and of course you got your nice.
And I think Space Force is doing it too.
Indian logo right here. Well, because it's supposed to be that way, and so that's the way it is.
I had to wear 2 times, actually. Audie 1 time, me 2 times. We had to wear a flag on our left. We had to go get the special backwards flags with the
to wear it on your left.
On your left.
And
Why?
so these are
when we deployed to Kuwait, they told us we didn't wear our unit patches anymore. We wore the flag, and so that's all we had was the flag. We didn't have our 4th ID patch.
And then these are what the bike looks like with its
weird.
bars.
I know that they gave us different flags, like subdued and then IR.
Yeah, they didn't give us
on the right.
They didn't give us flags. Me and Audie had to go out and buy flags for ourselves. Then found out our troops didn't have the flags, so we went out and bought flags for the troops. So we were at least 1 unit that was squared away when we went over. Yeah, Audie had it in Bosnia too. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is that they've now started to roll in the new uniforms for the Australian Navy, and I've been watching it a little bit, and it's all of those digital camo.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people are going, hang on, when you go out into the jungle and everything is not direct 90-degree corners.
Right.
Well, that's because it's digital.
It does break up the pattern a little bit better.
It breaks up the pattern and the way your eyes see it. So having those square corners, they did it on ships.
Yeah.
But they did it way bigger. And it's not what like when you see it up close, but when you're out in the jungle or in the woods, that pattern actually is really effective because it's like a optical illusion thing. Your eyes
see it, but don't see it. Yeah. They did a study on it. They had like Mythbusters actually did a deal on that where like with camouflage and how it works. And they actually proved that. I didn't think it would work either. I'm like, but it actually works.
But no, that was the bars on the bike. So I like it. I can't wait to put
those are so much better on some of them long rides that you do around. Yeah,
and
you're going to
we're changing out the logo to this.
Oh, that's going to look cool, bro.
We're not doing the chief part, of course, but we're just getting
it's Springfield, But
no, it's not even going to have Springfield. It's just going to say, because it doesn't say Springfield now.
Yeah, that Indian logo is going to look a lot better. I kind of like it. I like it the way you got it, but that I think will look a lot better on your bike. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I'm getting
them in black, and I'm also kind of distinguishing my bike from anyone else that decides to get a green Springfield Dark Horse.
Yours has already got enough customs on it already. It's distinguishable, bro.
Yeah. See, my dad did that with his Fat Boy.
Yeah, you got to make it your own.
He had just a regular Fat Boy, but it even came with like a limited purple or something for the year. that it was, which I can't even remember it, but he painted it, slammed it down, pipes and shit like that, and he got compliments everywhere he took it just because he made it personal.
Yeah, you got to personalize any bike. I don't care what brand it is, whether it's a Busa or whether it's a freaking Indian. You got to personalize it and make it your own.
Yeah.
And my mom had a Road King too, which had a limited paint because it was like the ghost flames that turned into skulls.
Yeah,
like
those.
That Orange County guy, the motorcycle guy, had one.
Yeah.
In blue, and hers was purple. But they actually just 2 years ago no, less than a year ago, traded her Road King and his Fat Boy and got a trike because they're just cruising into the older age.
Yeah, and those are a lot easier trikes.
Age of riding, I should say.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to be an Indian dealer.
Neighbor, actually. My old neighbor had a Indian that was the two-tone maroon and gold.
I don't know if I like that. I'd probably have to see it.
Yeah, I never got a photo of it, but it was really, really it was sort of like a deep maroon. So it was sort of like You
mean maroon?
Yes, maroon. Maroon for you guys, it's a bit like this word.
Caramel.
Caramel.
Caramel. Well, I was trying to look up the program for this hoodie.
He just said it in between how me and Sai say it and you, Ducky.
But I can't
blended it.
You well, that's what we do in Louisiana. We make everything better. Because they have an honoring
better down in the South.
They have yes, definitely. Because there was honoring heroes program for the motorcycle. If you buy one, you get like $500 off. But I was trying to find, because all the proceeds or a good portion of the proceeds of sales to all those hoodies. They have hats, t-shirts, anything in that green pattern that says honoring heroes goes to a veteran cause. But I can't find it right now because the guy was telling me the percentages and he couldn't remember. But of course I was like, oh, I saw that. And did I find it? Whoa! Honoring Heroes collection. We're excited to introduce Honoring Heroes clothing collection, which provides a way to fund programs that directly benefit veterans. 100% of the proceeds from every t-shirt, hat, sweatshirt we sell for this military themed collection will go to veteran charities. Ride to Sturgis, meet a few of the veterans. Riders, explore the collection below. That's
cool because anybody that does 100%, dude, that's fucking awesome.
I did 100% as a little company, and this is like a company doing 100%.
Can you make a banner with that website?
Yeah, I will import
100%.
That's way cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Because usually a lot of these companies that say, a portion of the proceeds go to, helping veterans, but it's only like 20, maybe at the most 40% go to a veteran cause. The other stuff is to pay the CEO or advertising or get a sponsor, So that's way cool.
Be careful there, Ducky. That's a Marine you're talking to. And
we don't have
it's their
Marines.
Birthday month, so.
Hey, down here in Australia, we've actually proved that our army can beat a Marine. And it was a female.
I saw that video. Oh my God.
Wow.
She destroyed him. And
I'm not even going to say what my brain was about to say. But anyway.
Yeah, I saw that video and no, it was not on Pornhub. But,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was literally a female Aussie against a Marine guy in combats that I guess is what you guys call them now, hand to hand, and she threw him on the ground a couple times, dude. She just took him, and he was like, "What the fuck?" Well,
to be honest and true, if you've ever been to Australia, which I have been a couple times, well, the women there are a little bit aggressive.
Thanks, Shelly.
If they probably told her, if you win, he will marry you, and she was like.
She's like a freaking wallaby hanging out of the trees on him, climbing up his leg.
I can't put it in post, but I can actually put it in chat. because it's a pretty long. If you see it, it's in chat. That thing right there. If you copy that and follow
that is a long one.
That's the website for it. But you know, it literally. Yeah.
Maybe you just make a banner with the IndianMotorcycle.com thing, and then.
Hey, Dean.
Well, it doesn't. That's the thing. It doesn't go to
Bring it.
Indian Motorcycles. They like made their website a little bit weird for it.
Hey, Dean, bring it down here. Come on.
Dean's another Navy in the Navy. He's actually the one that gave me my nickname. So, yeah.
I think I remember that show.
Well,
it stems from Combat Compact, and then it just spiraled from there.
Let me see. Create a banner.
This is what you like.
I thought you might like that one.
That's pretty
so I just popped it up there. That's you can go to there and you'll come up to the page, and I'll share a screen real quick to show. I like when he told me, I saw her or one of the sales ladies wearing it and the salesman wearing one. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But I looked around and I'm like, this is the first time, and I jinxed myself. I'm like, I'm getting out of Indian without spending like a bunch of money.
I
gotta spend $11 extra to get my bars put on. And then I see those two hoodies and I look around and they don't have any on the floor. I'm like, great. And all of a sudden my parts guy who I'm friends with, who comes up with one in his hands, like, hey man, what do you think about this? I'm like, but yeah, this is
that's
can you guys
awesome.
hear this?
100%. Yeah.
Ultimate expression of freedom. But freedom isn't always free.
It's paid for every day by the military, first responders, and the medical professionals who devote their lives to serving us and protecting our freedom.
These are the heroes that deserve to be honored.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Morning. What's the plan for
Morning
today?
there, sunshine.
Oh.
Of course, you don't know what's
Sturgis.
going on. Actually, it's pretty cool. We're going to do something pretty rad. Indian teamed up with Black Rifle Coffee. There's a local woman by the name of Carrie Harrington. She's active duty military. She's a local nurse. We're going to go head over to her house and we're going to surprise her and tell her that she's going to ride up front in good riding.
Awesome.
Well, what she doesn't know is that Indian is going to build a custom chief for her. She rides a Scout, so she's just expecting to show up and ride with us. And then tomorrow morning, they're going to present her with the bike right before the ride takes off.
Awesome.
They're going to make us breakfast?
First, the big guy wants to know about food.
Hey,
I'm Harrington. I'm a CW3 in the United States Army, and I work as a nurse tech in the Rapid City ER.
Nice.
I've been serving for 19 years. 12 of that was active duty. The last 7, I've been in the National Guard. I originally joined the military right after 9/11. I was in college and I watched the Twin Towers fall from my college classroom. And like so many people, I felt a desire to serve, and I ended up joining just a couple days later. The military has taken me many different places. I've done 6 combat deployments, 4 times to Iraq, twice to Afghanistan. I've also traveled through Africa and Europe and just had an incredible chance to see the world and experience so many different cultures and people. Some of the toughest aspects is obviously being away from your family. My husband is military as well, and we've spent probably more time apart than we have together. The best part is the sense of service and the gratitude of the American people, the feeling that you have done something bigger than yourself, you've served something bigger than yourself, I think is just something you only get from the military specifically.
Awesome.
All right, remember, don't blow this about the motorcycle.
Don't tell me what to do.
Okay.
Call us a doorway.
Hi!
I'm Carrie
Hey,
Hart.
oh my gosh!
Brought you some goodies. This is Big B.
Oh my gosh, you guys, what are you doing in my house?
So we heard what Indian is doing with you.
Oh my goodness.
Honoring you this weekend, and we hear you're a loyal Scout rider.
Yeah.
We do a veterans charity ride called Good Ride,
Yeah.
and wanted to come invite you to come co-lead it with me and Big B tomorrow.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. It's gonna be a super fun ride. I mean, obviously you know the terrain out here since you're local, but want to get you out on your bike and help us salute and raise money for vets.
It's very nice to meet you. Thank you. Awesome.
So you get to come on the ride tomorrow?
Yeah. Oh,
very cool. It's going to be fun.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we want to bring you some goodies. Black Rifle Coffee Co. supports Indian as well as
yeah,
ride,
for
sure. So we're going to bring you some fun stuff. So you'll be all charged up for the morning time.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. So can I
Anytime.
thank you so
Really.
much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Holy cow.
You know she's going to be one of the ones that freaks out when they give her her bike.
I've been on motorcycles for 20 plus years now. When I was 9, I was in my mom's minivan and I was looking out the window and this girl rode up on this bike next to her van. And I'd never seen a female on a motorcycle. Nobody in my family rode. And I just remember looking at her and she was just like everything I wanted to be. She was confident and she just looked like a superhero to me. I was like, that's incredible. And from that day on, all I wanted to do was get a motorcycle. Choosing to ride an Indian is in line with everything that I believe in and I value because it's different. It sets you apart from others and it encourages and inspires others to do the same thing. When they see you stepping outside of the box and doing something a little different, they think, hey, maybe I could do that too. When I started doing Veterans Charity Ride, I started realizing how therapeutic it could be for veterans that maybe hadn't grown up on motorcycles or maybe had never experienced what it was like to actually do a long ride where you're out on the road and you're just enjoying the view and the smells and the colors. And it's just always been a part of me. And I can't imagine my life without it. You can physically see the changes in these veterans that had either because of a brain injury or a traumatic amputation, they hadn't been able to ride in 10, 15 years. And to get them back on motorcycles, whether it was in a sidecar or whether it was on a modified Indian with a clutch so that amputees could ride it and still shift gears, it just was one of the most amazing experiences for me personally.
Awesome, cool.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you.
Hey, how you doing?
What you guys up to?
Well, I'm not sure if you're up on what we're doing here, but Black Rifle Coffee and Indian wanted to honor a local active duty member. Her name's Katie Harrington.
That's awesome.
She's an amazing person. She's an absolute hero. Still in the military, local nurse. She rides a Scout now. Her husband rides a Bagger. And we wanted to honor her with giving her a custom chief.
That's nice.
She loves the Army green. That's her absolute high point. But we wanted to kind of, pep it up a bit. Thinking like slip-on exhaust, air intake. I mean,
maybe a windshield for weather.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, we got some stage 2 cams too in as well.
Oh, that'd be killer. Awesome.
Nice.
If you guys can pull it off, we'll be here bright and early to blow her hat back.
All-nighter.
All-nighter, man. Let's do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. She's going to freak out over it.
Nice.
So today's a very exciting day. We're gifting Katie a brand new custom chief. She's an amazing woman, active military. When she's not on a tour, she's here being a nurse locally in Sturgis. Great for the community, an awesome family, and we're going to do something great for her.
Cool.
First and foremost, thank you guys so much for coming out. This is Good Ride's 5th year here in Sturgis. We have a great ride planned today. So with that said, Katie, you here? Right here. Come on up here, Katie. Good to see you. Good to see you. So this is Katie. She's amazing. So it didn't end with just showing up with coffee and some t-shirts yesterday. Big B. All right, Katie, we felt you had to graduate from the Scout. So the guys at Black Rifle and at Indian got you a chief, upgraded exhaust, air intake, cams, got a removable windshield. You are set to hit the highway. Take a seat on it. It's yours.
That's so cool.
Good Ride was one of the best experiences of my life. I absolutely love the bike. It's one of my favorite colors. It's the matte army green. It's super, super smooth on the throttle. And just being behind Carrie Hart leading this ride was still a dream to me. Just unbelievable.
That's so cool.
Minus that company. Anyway. No. No, that
Felix's bike.
Huh?
Yes, Dean.
Yeah, they give her my bike. No, and that's what I said. Like I saw that, and I was like, I didn't even know all that because I wasn't riding at the time. I did hear about that ride they do, and it's kind of cool seeing all those people in the crowd. Like the guy that they were talking to, that's the service department.
Yeah, I was going to say,
that's where I bought my bike. That's the guy that worked on my bike.
That's cool.
Like, he's the head tech. That's the guy who worked on my bike, brought it out today. So, and then a lot of those people in the crowd were CVMA, Combat
Veterans Motorcycle
Association. So I knew them. Saw the guys speckle through the crowd. Some wives I knew.
Yeah,
and that's a part of that. So definitely, I will be on that ride.
That's cool.
Next year. Like I don't do a lot during Sturgis, but they have that ride. There's another one that goes up to like the Buffalo Chip and puts all the flags up.
Nice.
You know, and whatnot. So I'll be definitely, and then they have one. I don't know if I want to do the one that goes to Ellsworth, get on a flight line. It might be a little bit of PTSD. It's like, we're going to a motorcycle ride back to your old high school. Like,
no.
But no, so sorry about taking up so much time. I didn't
know
that
was cool.
No, that was actually really cool.
That was all in there.
Well, and I moved the banner because I realized that we couldn't see Ducky's reaction to it.
Yeah, but that's the biggest.
Completely covered him.
Well, like the other thing,
it's not the first time you've got rid of me.
100% goes
and that
to
was
veterans.
a $90 hoodie. I bought 2 of them.
Nice.
Today, and it was like.
You remembered I'm a size large, right?
Dude, that's an extra large, and that thing runs big. It might be a medium in that sucker, but I get why, because it's a motorcycle hoodie, so they probably expect you to might have layers. It helps you layer.
Right,
you know?
right.
So, but no, that was pretty badass.
That was. That's well, like, 100%. You don't hear a lot of companies giving 100%.
Because the first thing he'd tell me was 100, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I'm like, "That's kind of high."
Yeah.
And then he was like, "No, maybe 90." He goes, "I don't remember." He goes, "I just bought it because they said they were giving money back to the military." I'm like, "Pretty much, I'm gonna do the same damn thing," But they don't say anything on the shirt. But now, like you see that, I have it saved. I'm gonna shoot that out to some folks. That's badass because the cool thing is the motorcycle that Sacred Mountain auctioned off was an Indian.
Nice.
It was a chieftain, white with the front fairing, and
it looked nice. It was a nice.
Oh, it was custom painted. It had all the branch logos. It had all the law enforcement, first responder badges on the tank around.
It was
all done up. So
it was a good looking machine.
Very, very, very nice. What is? Oh. So yeah.
Psy causing mischief again.
I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, right.
No, last night hearing that like child's voice come through was a little weird.
That was a little weird, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Because I thought it was on W's side, and he's like, nope.
Yeah, and at first I'm like, it's not on my phone because this is Pornhub.
Yeah. my phone, the volume's down, so it wasn't me. It's me and the cat. There are no kids in my house. That was kind of weird, yeah.
Okay, He's like, there's no kids in my house. Get out.
Get back in the dungeon.
Yesterday it was still Day of the Dead, so that's what I'll put it on. So for Halloween, did y'all do anything?
No, as you know,
was at the Dallas Cowboys game. That's about it.
Yep. I was looking for you before we went trick or treating. Didn't see you on the TV.
Yeah, I looked around, and if I was probably one section over, I would have been on, because they had a guy they showed on the TV, and I looked over, and he had a big old horns and
Oh, he was one of them Viking people.
Well, he had it was like a skull, a whole face covering. So the NFL actually changes rules during football games during Halloween. So normally, how you see all the people dressed up in the probably season ticket holders dressed up all crazy. I guess during Halloween, you can't really do that, or you're not supposed to do that. They have they actually emailed us a list of no facial, no mask that covers your whole head or face, nothing that obscured the view from people behind you, all these different, rules because it was Halloween. And there'd be more people dressing up than the normal folks down at the bottom, which, you pay that much money to go see a damn game. I want to see the damn game. So I get it. And it can get a little bit randy.
It does get a little sporty up in the fucking stands sometimes.
In the cheap seats.
I know that we have people that will dress up as the barrel man, because the barrel man used to he would wear a barrel to every Bronco game.
Oh, the barrel man. I'm like,
yeah,
I remember
and it didn't matter if it was freezing or not, he would still be in this barrel. And he passed away quite a few years ago. So now people, if they play on Halloween or the week of Halloween, people will dress up as him and go to the Bronco game, which I think is pretty cool. Because
it is.
I'm not a Bronco fan, nope. But I think that's pretty cool. Vincent.
Oh, that sucks, Vincent.
What happened?
No,
nice NFL is National Felon League. That and no fun left because the whole taunting thing gets a little bit out of hand. Not the taunting part, I get it, but it's like telling Marines, okay, guys, we're gonna send you into battle or airborne. We're gonna throw you into a country and you're gonna parachute in with weapons. But when you get on the ground, you have to play nice.
Yeah,
you're. And I'm not equating. No, I am equating Marine and Army to the NFL because because you guys are taught violence.
Yeah, violence.
You guys
works.
are taught to be in basic. You're taught combatives.
Yeah, violence works.
And in the military, in the NFL football, those defensive linemen running, free safeties, all the defensive guys are taught to hit someone as hard as they can.
Repeatedly.
You don't get that when the coach goes up and goes, "Hey, buddy, why don't you go just tackle that guy if you could? Just stop him." No, that's not. No, you go up and give him a look. Oh, we've seen that with Kansas City's defense. It doesn't work.
Right.
Have you seen the Australian Football League?
Real quick, I just want to give Vincent some good vibes, positive vibes.
Definitely.
In your thoughts, feel better.
Get better, buddy.
Glad we can give you some laughs this evening.
But it's they expect these two guys that are supposed to be battling
Play
like they
nice.
used to battle back in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s.
Right.
To literally go and tackle this guy or block his, from catching a pass and just be like, "Oh, good job, buddy." No, you'd be like, "That's what I thought, son." You get in their head. And now it's oh, you have to be nice to that guy. It's forcing just
exactly, Bill.
Standards. I'm not gonna say what kind of standards, but it's just forcing this kind of weird, no competition. Soon they won't even be a Super Bowl. It'll just be oh, you guys all get a trophy. I'm waiting for it.
What is the game?
Australian rules football. Aussie rules football.
No, freaking not the All-Star game, but what is the football game?
Oh, you're talking about the Pro Bowl.
Yes, it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be like the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, no contact. Oh, you can't even flick the helmet to the QB,
Which is stupid, and I knew they were going to do it when they make the Pro Bowl before the Super Bowl. What? It used to be after Super Bowl.
I know.
Because after Super Bowl, it don't matter. You're not going to hurt.
Don't they have different names for the teams now too?
Did they change them? We're going to try this toasted. I don't know. I don't watch it because
I don't know.
It's like watching flag football.
It pretty much is nowadays.
The only reason why football was even on Sunday is because Rob watches it. I don't watch games. But it was pretty funny when he was just talking shit about the Bucks. Because he's like, Tom Brady's my boy, and they're totally going to beat the Saints. I know that score.
Whatever, son. They did say that there's I guess Peyton Manning has a show.
Yeah, him and his brother on Monday night.
So they have a show on Monday.
Yeah, it's freaking hilarious.
Everyone that's been on that show has lost in the subsequent week.
The QB.
Only the QB. There was a defender on his show too.
Well, so it's the Madden curse, but it's the Manning curse now.
It's the Manning curse, and it's funny because he's a funny guy.
I heard that I got the NFL Direct package, and I was
did you see the one
football.
where
and they were talking about like, there's going to be a lot less people going on the Manning show on Monday nights now because of this curse. And they explained like, they go on, then they lose.
Yeah, his kid picked. I guess his kid, of course, plays football, but he's like little, like maybe 8 or 9, and they get their custom jerseys for the league they're in, and they get their names on the back.
Size.
Yeah, he get their name on the back, and he was like super proud. He thought his kid will get Manning.
Yeah,
his kid got an active playing quarterback's name on the back.
Yeah,
of his old shirt.
Yeah,
so there's a Manning running around the field, and it doesn't say Manning. It says another quarterback.
Wasn't it
it's something
Wilson?
Junior.
I thought it was
something
RG3, wasn't it?
No, it's not RG3. I think it's like a white guy. But he has
Dale
the name
Jackson from up there, the Bills. I can't remember, but yeah,
I
remember.
It's a Bills player.
Yeah, it was Jackson then.
Yeah, something Junior on the back of his kid's jersey. He goes, he didn't even. And the guy goes, well, maybe did the team were they going for like a Bills themed team? He goes, no, all the other kids got their names on the back except mine.
Yeah. I saw that. I about died laughing. But yeah, that is just comical watching them two brothers break down a football game, knowing that both of them are, Hall of Fame QBs, Super Bowl winning QBs, and they will just roast everybody on both teams.
What? Eli won one?
When he was with the Giants, I think Eli won one.
2000.
I think he did.
Hey, Google, did Eli Manning win a Super Bowl?
2008, right?
Yeah. 2020. What?
Against the Patriots.
Manning is one of the first 5 who have played.
I thought, yeah.
Manning announced his retirement.
I was at Fort Dix.
That's one of the bases. That's one of the Army bases they should change the name to. Okay, I'm sorry.
They haven't changed the name of that base because even every time I hear someone say it, I can't not like what base are you at?
Fort Dix.
This is Space Force Base Vagina.
Because it backs.
I'm sorry, but
then I'm going to say it like that. It backs into Fort McGuire.
He won in 2008 and 2000. He actually won twice.
Fort Dix backs into Fort McGuire.
Yeah, Eli won in 2008 and 2012.
Yeah, the MWR came out, and because we were stuck out in the field because the base commander was a freaking psycho. Kept us out in the field in full battle rattle for 2.5 months. Even if you were just going to the Porta-John, you needed to be in full battle rattle. So he was literally breaking soldiers that were training to go overseas.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And even with power failure for the heaters in the tent, it was going below 0.
Y'all had heaters?
Out at Fort Dix. Out in the field.
Yeah, because you don't want your,
we had 2 things at Fort Dix.
You don't want your dicks to get
one
cold.
At the front, one at the back.
You don't want your dicks to get cold.
No, they were docking.
Yeah, but we lost. I think three or 4 soldiers to injuries just because they were wearing that gear constantly that way.
They were wearing that gear while docking.
Oh my.
I need another drink.
How did that get past the cultural appropriation
that
board?
was the season that the Patriots went completely undefeated until the Super Bowl when the Giants. Yep. Yeah. I do. I recall that. The only reason why I even know that was, like I said, it was out in the field, and
I can remember I watched one Super Bowl like in a DFAC somewhere in a chow hall when I was eating a sandwich or something, and this toaster it was
2.5 months in the winter in New Jersey to go to Iraq.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense, of course. Yeah, because they're both so similar in terrain.
It gets cold.
Yeah, but it's not the same terrain.
Oh, I know, dude. Trust me, it makes
sense. Yeah, it did not get.
Dude, trust me. When we used to, so we would exercise, and we'd have to wear full battle rattle, carry like our simulated guns.
So, like full battle rattle for the Air Force is like what, a laptop and a fan?
No, yeah, pretty much. But no, I mean, like they would make us wear mop gear, boots, like your John Wayne gear and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
we're in an exercise. I said, but I'm working on a B-52.
Right.
How close are they? When I gotta wear like if I'm working on it, like I understood for fighters are in country, like technically they can be close-ish, and we're good enough. We don't need to because we can launch them full, and they do this. They load them up with bombs and bullets.
They don't cut their own steak.
And yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, those come pre-cut, and if they're not pre-cut, we get an army guy that's on base to cut them for us and feed them to us because they know how to handle a knife. They know how to handle a knife.
Get rid of that shit right now.
We don't know how to handle a knife. But anyway, so I was asking them, I'm like, because even nowadays you load up a plane for max takeoff weight, and sometimes they might kind of go over, but they literally balls to the wall, get in the air, and then they have to refuel. So you still don't have to be as close as you had to be in Vietnam per se. You can be hundreds of miles away, fly in, do your thing. But I was like, I'm a B-52. I'm not even in the same country code.
Yeah.
Like if there's a guy,
if
there's a guy like rowing to Diego Garcia in a boat, I told him, I'm like, we have 2 carrier groups, a couple submarines. If that guy makes it to Diego in his jihad gear, let him do what he will. Don't even stop him because guess what? That's a feat. Like if they make it here in a Cessna, like that's mad ups.
It takes us here from Australia, from Western Australia, to get to Diego Garcia. It takes us 1 week full steaming.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of nowhere.
The middle of the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
And that was our stopover to get fuel.
I used to think it was so dumb. I'm like, because we're never going. If I wear this shit, we need to talk about like some negotiation tactics because none of these planes are getting in the sky quick.
Right. Well, and like you're saying, if it comes down to where like you're wearing that to defend your base, shit's gone really bad really quick. If you're full battle rattled defending a base, okay, we got some serious problems.
And the only time it really made sense was when I was in depot, because we would deploy and you had the ability to go to a FOB and work on a helicopter or the gunships that are out, like literally on a FOB in the middle of nowhere. You had that ability to go in country and do your job. So yeah, gotcha. Got what we're wearing.
There was some amazing fishing there at Diego, as well as sailing.
Dude, I had Diego. I got my sailboat license. I got my. I'm deployed. This is probably the most Air Force thing I'm going to say. This is like literally the Air Force commercial. I got my sailboat license while I was deployed. I got my powerboat license while I was there because once you got your license, you're allowed to take the boats out without like one of the islanders with you. And so we'd go out and we'd scuba dive or snorkel with the turtles and go down into the coral. And we actually had a little sandbar that we found, I would say probably 100 yards out into the bay.
Feel better.
And it was kind of awesome because if you got to the sandbar, the water would be only a foot and you could sit in there and it'd stay warm, but people couldn't see you from the shore. So we would freaking swim out a cooler and just sit at the sandbar, But we quit
the reason why it was still warm all the time is because people were taking a leak.
Pretty much. But we soon quit that when I woke up that next morning and I was on that where the fort used to be, those giant concrete boulders. You can walk and look into the bay to see where the sandbar moved. Well, I saw where the sandbar moved. Then I also saw a 15-foot hammerhead inside the sandbar.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what the bay said? I love this. Hey, everyone, no pilots can't go. Pilots and aircrew can't go swimming. We're like, why? We saw a shark in the water. I'm like, what about maintenance? Like, like you can have your pilots and aircrew, but pretty sure without maintenance, without weapons, without.
yeah, Gunny.
No.
I got that too, but
I got to swim in one of Saddam's swimming pools at one palace. I can't remember which palace it was. But I got to go through some of the palaces and stuff like that. But,
we had a supply group when I was in depot, so it was aircraft maintenance, but also supply, and they were over there with the Army, our supply people, and we had a female husband and wife bodybuilders in their supply, and they had pictures of them reclaiming the gold caches with the gold bricks, and like this female bodybuilder is literally like struggling to hold up two in her hand. And she goes, "You would not believe how heavy they were," and they're like transporting them from some little underground hole they found and then putting them in the back of a Humvee. And I'm like, "So you guys shave off any on the ride?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah. She goes, "No, they had a captain that was like dog bird watching on that shit. He was like every bar. He probably stole it on the other end."
Oh, somebody did, yeah.
But
well, come on, we've all done that field where you got to turn in like excess ammo or other stuff, and they're like always miscounted. You expect them to keep track of the gold? Come on now, you know some of that went a little here, a little there.
210 down to.
Oh, good job, Mike!
Congrats.
What's that? I'm missing something.
I'm thinking he lost
10 pounds.
No, they're talking about when they were wearing mop on the ships.
Oh yeah, you'd lose that much weight.
Oh yeah. I literally have sweated straight out of my freaking like lean over, and it's just pouring out water. Yeah, in the middle of.
You get. I was 120 on my deployment at 5 foot. You're like 6'1". Jesus.
We did 2 days in MOP level 4 out at NPC in July and August, and I was like, "Who is the dumbass that decided this?" You know. And right about that time, I turned around. There was the dumbass that decided to do MOP level training, and he's going, "Have a problem there, soldier?" I'm like, "As a matter of fact, sir, I do." You know.
Yeah, so I'm saying like the freaking base commander that was breaking soldiers. Genius idea.
In Minot, it was awesome because we do an exercise in the winter, and they'd be like MOP gear, and you'd wear MOP gear but no boots, no mask. And I'm like, "Why are we doing that?" He goes, "Because we're gonna go out and do an inspection, but it's also -30. So if they're dropping chemical weapons, nothing's all you're gonna do is feel something that's gonna evaporate because it comes out warm." And at that temperature, it
disperses and it's ineffective.
It just evaporates because it just freezes. And he goes, "We're gonna go walk out in the snow, so you don't wear boots on, and then you don't want a mask with a rubber lining contacting outside air because it'll freeze to your face."
Oh yeah.
And I'm thinking, this happened to somebody, and they're like, "Yep, a couple years ago." So they quit doing it. But truly, if Minot in winter got attacked, like chemical weapons won't work.
Right.
You know. But also the most Air Force thing for me to sweat in the desert, I used to wear an extra one size small hoodie and go for a jog at night. Get my sweat on. Man, I'm not gonna lie, their deployments were like a little peanut eggs camp because all you did was work, eat, work out.
Well, and like you said, you don't want the people that are fixing the things in the air to be stressed out. You want the guys that are attacking and running and shooting at people to be stressed out. So I get that now. I used to be jealous. Now I'm not.
You know, because I'm not saying like I'm from New Orleans. I have been shot at. Oh, look at that. But it's all relative. Everyone's stress level is relative, especially when you put it in the lens of like when I first got a deployment and met pilots and realized what my job was like in whole. And then you're like, "Oh, these guys are putting their ass over the line in bad places, you know, supporting other guys in shittier places
and go to the gym."
you know, and stuff like that. So you put your job in a lens. So that E-Tech
or workout,
you got pretty stressed when it came down to the wire, especially sometimes when you busted yours to go to make theirs. That is true. Sometimes you don't get to sleep. It's called pre-workout.
Oh, what was that shit? Now they were just like they
Rip
made
Fuel and Hydroxycut.
Hydroxycut. That's exactly it. That was. Yeah, that was literally like crack, and it turned out to be pretty much crack.
It
got
banned here in Australia.
that Hydroxycut, we just I lived off of that shit. Going to the gym, when I worked the night shift at the hospital that I was at for a few months, I wouldn't go to sleep. I'd work a 12-hour shift at the freaking hospital, take that mid shift for midnight or midnight chow was our dinner time, and I would stay up almost until I had to get ready to go back on shift because that shit was crack.
Oh, so I had it timed. Once we'd clean up the hangar, and it was all right, cool, you're let loose, and after work you'd hit the gym, get all your stuff, hit the gym, and it would take me about half an hour to make it to the gym. So that's how long it took Hydroxycut to hit me. I'd take it before I got off work, do all my stuff, then get to the gym, and in the middle of my workout, it would kick in, and you just keep going. Well, we cleaned up and we went to leave, and my boss was like, we got to wait. And I'm in the office, in the hangar, 4 so I took more pills, and I'm literally sitting there, and my legs are like thumper. They're just... And my boss is like, Irv, I'm like, what's up? He goes, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. He looked down at my leg, and I'm looking down at my leg going, what is going on?
I can hear colors.
I grab my knee, and it's like my arm starts shaking, and he goes, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know.
No.
Because it was one of those things I did every day. I didn't think about.
Hi, Sam.
And then I was sitting there, I'm like, oh, I took my pre-workout. He goes, oh, dude. He goes, you want to go run laps in the hangar? I'm like, yeah. I'm running around a B-52 in the hangar. Oh, God.
Okay,
that was so fun.
There's it is that time to roll that beautiful beard footage.
Oh, Dave, you're fired.
I didn't know he was gonna.
Yeah, as foolish as we are. Oh yeah, we danced till the sun came up. Oh yeah, we danced till the sun came up.
I know. Oh, that was hilarious.
I didn't know.
I did.
Hey guys, doing just like on last night's show, we were talking about all the new things with BBQ. Nothing actually has happened today besides them telling me that the air suppression system that I didn't even say I wanted yet or not isn't even in either. So waiting to let them see when. Waiting to wait to see when they come in this week. So we'll be right back. We for this still sitting in my truck. A bunch of this coffee seasoning. I actually sent out some stuff today. Michael Boyle's got a box going out to him and a couple other people off of the good old tiki-taki. Thank you guys for supporting my dream and helping me get to that level where I can start supporting the things that I care about more, which is you guys, the military, first responders, pretty much everything that Sacred Mountain does. So, and the cool thing is I'll be up there Friday, Saturday, and it's a little mini summit, with some folks in there talking to the board, talking about making things at that place. I don't know. Well, there's always room for improvement for a new organization. So I reached out to a couple of guys I know that already went through, got some suggestions from them. And Michael's getting Reaper 48 sample. I don't sell it. It's pretty much like a peanut butter Reaper paste thing. And I figured it out today. It's actually more because the one jar had one batch of Carolina Reaper powder. And then the second jar had exactly the same batch the Carolina Reaper powder, which is one, batch is 48 jars. And then I put those two together in one. So 2 half jars made a full jar, which has, you do the math. There's a lot of Carolina Reaper per parts per million in that stuff. So use at your own risk. If you like Reaper and you order some, just put that in the notes and I'll send you a little 5-gram container. And that shirt's already.
Okay, just so Damien knows, I've just tried to go onto the BBQ source number 2.
Yeah,
and it's saying that I can't share, can't send.
No, that account is
that
no
one
longer
got janked by.
That's a whole nother story. So if you want to follow BBQ Sauce, me on TikTok, you have to go to the Sauce Boss _45.
Basically, it's the same as the first account. He just added 45.
Yeah, added 45. And another thing is we have a new app called High Notes. And on High Notes, it's just look up Beard BQ Sauce. And I can go live on there. Matter of fact, I was live earlier. Yep, Sauce Boss 45 all together or _. And then on the High Notes, you just got to look for this. Well, I don't know. My internet's just on my phone's just not really working out right now. Or High Notes is down for some reason. Like it's a beta app, but we're trying it out, seeing if it's less restrictive than TikTok. I got to talk to someone
I just sent it to you.
It's a lot less restrictive than TikTok, so there's a lot more. Like I've talked to the higher ups that run the app. So like when I'm in my kitchen in a t-shirt, and pants, but wearing a t-shirt and not like this, and I have a holster on, and I get up and turn around and grab something, and my gun flashes.
Yeah.
TikTok's like, oh my God, you're wearing a gun. Ban you, bad boy. These people, they don't give a shit. They're just like, all right, cool. You sit there, have a drink, you can smoke a cigarette. You can do what you do. They ban people for actual guidance. Like,
so you probably can't do the fire on your socks thing either on that.
What?
Remember my second video ever on
the fuzz
TikTok?
on his socks.
You know how
you could probably burn off the fuzz on there.
You know how you get new socks and you poof.
I'll put it in.
Sam, I don't want the Australian flag. You know what flag I want.
You probably want one of them rainbow flags.
Oh, yes. He got it. I want one of the Oberon class flags. And now Sam is going to turn around and go, I'm a prick. Because Oberon class is the submarine that our mutual friend served on.
Oh, that's like I don't understand this.
Okay.
They're talking Aussie shit.
Yeah, so,
speak American.
Okay, easy. Sam and Damien are married. They were very good friends of myself and my better half for many years. And
who's the woman?
Hey?
What?
My partner or my better half. Samantha is the female. Hopefully they end up having kids.
Oh,
oh, that's a curse.
Because
we read it completely different from how he said it.
Yes. So yeah,
I try to understand.
Yes. No. So the flags are hard to come by. Very much so.
You guys put screen doors on your submarines too?
No, we've got something.
No.
We've got cellophane.
Flags on a submarine. Like, what? So the fish know who's America?
Yeah, right.
Funnily enough, I have a bad story. When my partner was actually trying to join the Australian Navy, she was up doing her intake.
Oh man, that threw me off really big. We call partners in America something totally different.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I thought he was married to
a woman. Better half. Okay, well, she's close enough to being my wife. She's been with me for 14 years. So.
I'm glad you didn't say she's close enough to being a man. That's where I thought that was going.
I gotta go.
No, I've got another story about that one.
I was like, man, Ducky, you're throwing me off here. You're going one way and I'm going another.
Man, I thought the U.S. Navy was bad. That Aussie Navy is weird.
So, Aussies are just weird in general.
Yeah.
I said what I said.
Yeah. Funnily enough, she's gone up to the intake interviews and everything else, and there is a blonde in front asking questions about the Navy, and she turned around and she said straight out, "Where are the windows on the submarine so they can see where they're going?"
Freaking Army, and I even know the answer to that one.
Dave's like, on the bottom so they can see the ground.
So yes, that's one of the good stories from that. The other story I shared with Sam and Damien the other day of Jules ended up deciding that she was going to invent something with a white wine bottle.
Oh, hey.
And she ended up, what we've got are water bottles with a pop top on top. Actually, I think I've got one around. I'll find one for next week.
Beer with the rotating.
No, the little kitties that you can open and close. It's like a little valve.
Yeah.
Yep.
They also fit on wine bottles and quart bottles, and don't ask how I know.
She ended up having that in her hand and drinking out of it on a very, very inebriation night. So
she
pretty
forgot
much
what she was trying to make.
Oh no, the nights over at Devon Nicks were legendary. Trust me, with the amount of times that we ended up there inebriated was more often than we were there without any alcohol. So it was amusing how often we got drunk there. Didn't help that he had a kegerator.
Sorry, I got a message for
back here.
another barbecue shop that I might be able to get into.
It's actually from an old Hell's Angels bar.
Oh, nice.
Is it?
Well,
the kegerator that I have in the room.
They're going to kegerators property.
Kegerators are awesome.
Well, at the moment, because it is spring here, we've actually got a lot of drinks and a lot of summer stuff coming out, but also fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know what one of these are?
It looks like a pepper.
Looks like a pear.
I've seen the dark side of TikTok, and I'm not going to answer what that looks like.
Before
An irremovable.
he turned it though, didn't it kind of look like a ghost pepper?
Or a
color
carrot.
Of it?
It's got seeds.
So it's not a potato. Oh, I know what those are. They're like sweet and sour. They have them in New Orleans. Damn it.
Locusts.
We don't call them that.
Yeah. Here in Australia, they call them locusts. They're a bit like a lychee.
We don't even call them that. So it's like
I don't know what it is.
So it's like a plum.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a plum. So when you bite into it, it can be sweet or sour, except it has that seed right in the middle. Oh man, we had them in New Orleans. Oh shit, and they're in Florida. And that was one of the reasons we never went home for lunch, especially when we lived in Puerto Rico, because we didn't have to. We had gooseberries, coconuts, those things, like mangoes. It took us a while to get around that. What's that big orange one with the spikes?
Ugly fruit, or
no? It's not the jackfruit, but it's orange with the bigger spikes.
Yeah.
Dragon fruit? No.
No, it's not a passion fruit.
No, it's
oh man, I can't remember. I've seen it on cooking shows, and I can't remember.
Well, anyway, that kind of grows in this kind of tangly looking bush, and when it's ripe, the bush is brown. So we see this giant orange or like yellow orange caterpillar looking thing.
There it is.
It's not a durian.
Oh man, I'm just thinking if I see something orange in a brown bush, I'm probably leaving it alone. Just
but
saying.
it took us a while. We were throwing. Well, we were throwing. Oh, this is really bad. You have 3 black kids throwing spears at this thing because we don't know what it is. Because we were sharpening sticks from trees, throwing them at it, trying to make it move. And one day, one of them, I think my sister pierced it, and we're like, "Oh, it's not moving still." And then we figured out it was a fruit.
I almost died by a falling coconut.
Oh, you would have been one of the statistics.
I didn't know there was a statistic for this, so
There
I
is.
was
What
actually
the hell was
out.
that?
There's
What?
statistics.
Did you just
for
see something
everything.
run past a camera?
My
That
camera?
was you? Okay. Woo! I was like, this tequila is one sip wonder. I thought it looked like you grabbing your bottle. It looked like a person running across the screen.
Oh, it was like,
And I'm like trying to find this fruit. So my eyes are kind of not distracted. And I'm like, I need to quit drinking this tequila.
Because the American is the one that like denied. Naysayer. Shun the naysayer.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
I'm
Pretty
just
much
kidding.
the day
I'm just
something
kidding.
grabs me and I can't shoot it, that's the day we burn this thing down and move.
Right. But anyway,
How is
no,
the
but like
dog?
in Haiti, we were in like the back area. So we actually had a back post area, and that was pretty much where we would go like have a smoker's pit pretty much area. So there's a little boy that would stay with us, and we called him Samsung because it was like Samian is how you actually said his name.
Oh, so
I
he
think
wasn't Asian?
He's Haitian.
Okay, I was just making sure he wasn't calling him Samsung because he was Asian. Like,
No.
God, you kids were horrible.
His name was like Samian, but he said that we kept like our pronunciation of it wasn't right, so we just started calling him Samsung. Anyway, he's out. He's constantly with us. He's hanging out in the back area with us, and he finds a spider. And he goes to the spider, and he's telling the guys, like, "Come look at the spider." And I can just see this long, fucking like stringy ass leg coming out, and he's going to reach for it. And I said, "Fuck no, fuck no, fuck no!" Like, I'm like my radio. I'm like telling, because Mallory was like, "Fuck no, fuck no, fuck no," to like handing the radio off behind me as I'm running away, and I hear this, and I thought it was the radio. Because I didn't think he grabbed it from me, because I was just trying to like handing off the baton, like, get the fuck out of there. No, it was a coconut. Landed right where I was standing, and saying, like, when I realized he was going after the spider, if I would have just kept standing there, it would have landed on my head.
Well, if you'd have had your safety belt on, you'd have been fine.
Right? We weren't even allowed to wear our helmets
in
the vehicles because it was
a
aggressive.
kiwano.
I hated wearing helmets in vehicles because those things bounced and you'd smack your head on the freaking roof all the time, and it was worse. Yeah, okay.
We actually had a kid. He's probably a couple years younger than me, because we were also running convoys back and forth from St. Paul back to Port-au-Prince every day. And that
you got to go to Port-au-Prince.
The distance in it should have been like maybe a 45-minute drive. It would take 3 hours there, 3 hours back.
Oh, it always does, yeah.
Well, no, that's just, and it's not because our vehicles are slow. It's because that's how crazy their traffic is.
Oh, see, it would take us, like, if we were at Camp House in Korea to drive down to Camp Casey, it was only like an hour drive, but it would be an all-day deal, because once we were there at Casey, we would hit every store, all of our friends in the motor pools, we would acquire stuff, it was an all-day job.
Well, on one of the convoys, I believe they were on their way back from Port-au-Prince. One of our Humvees got squished in between 2 semis. And the kid that was in the back that didn't have his helmet on, because the Haitians told us that it's aggressive seeing us in our helmets.
Dude, I hated that shit.
Cracked open his freaking dome piece because he hit the weapons mount. And he did they're just like, you're gonna have to call your mom. He's like, don't call my mom. She's gonna worry about me. This is my first time being out of the country. Don't call my mom. Like, you are a grown ass adult.
So we're gonna start spinning up games again.
Yeah.
And I almost forgot. I have this. I got Minneapolis.
Oh yeah. Let's see, Felix. Oh,
Bean
Fiery
Boozled.
Five challenge.
Fiery 5 challenge. You have habanero, cayenne, habanero, cayenne, habanero, sriracha, jalapeno, and Carolina Reaper. Woo. So, whoever guesses the spin has to come on next week's show for game night.
Ooh.
Actually, how about I request someone? Aussies versus Americans.
I'm down for it. Let's get them, Felix.
I'm hold up one second. Yeah, is this the emu hatchery? Yeah, I need 2 birds. We got some Aussies to beat.
Well, I actually would love to have, as bad as it sounds, even though Damien is a good mate of mine, he's a Navy vet as well, but he's also had a really good experience with equestrian healing.
Yep.
Oh,
that's what
dude,
yeah, one of those at Sacred Mountain.
Everywhere.
They do equine therapy up there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of places.
Yes, okay. We can always get the emu export beer over here as well.
All right, here we go. Where do you think it'll land, ladies?
We'll have to ask. Rob actually ordered it for me. I don't know where he got it from, so I'll have to ask him and message you.
Are you serious?
It's not like you haven't fit in my shirt before.
Okay, wait a minute now.
It's not like you ain't stretched your shit out before.
Hey, all I can say is there's a ghost in the house and it's looking up underneath your shirt.
Alrighty, 1, 2, 3, go.
It was a funny mix-up of orders. Dean ended up getting an order of my shirts, and I ended up getting his order of shirts.
This thing is broken. It's literally landed between these two this 3rd time in a row.
So, as a funny thing, he put my shirt on because he's like, he said 6'2".
Yeah.
Or he was 6'2". And I'm 5 foot nothing. So it was pretty funny to see that his large.
Literally every spin is in between one. Every spin is in between. Oh, now it moves.
Now it does something.
All right.
I'm actually surprised that his wife didn't have to cut it off of him.
These aren't separated. Alexa, turn lights white.
Turn lights light?
Turn lights white.
Oh, white. Okay.
So, yeah, I think...
It doesn't go fully because she hasn't told me to get the fuck out of her house.
When your Alexa takes over your stuff, that's time to go. Yeah.
I honestly would love to have Damien come on and actually explain what he has gone through. If he is up for it. I know there are trigger warnings.
He's more than welcome if he wants to.
That'd be awesome, yes.
Yeah. I know that Sam would be there as well to add her support for him. She's always there with him, so it's been an absolute marvelous relationship.
I gave yours to my nephew.
It just kind of goes to show that it's not just America that military is having problems with its veterans. It's worldwide. Aussies, English, Canadians. I've heard it from, Israelis. Everybody's military is having issues with veterans.
Mm.
I think I just ate a Carolina River by mistake. These fuckers are colored weird. They're like the same.
Tell me you fucked up without telling me you fucked up.
I'm like, this doesn't taste like cayenne. That's a lot hotter.
I was gonna say it's Wednesday, but they're talking to us from the future.
But
Felix be sweating and stuff.
I'm good.
It's something that I've only recently found out that it's not just an American thing.
Oh yeah.
It's and that's been maybe in the past 2. I would want to say maybe 2 years that I've realized this.
Oh yeah, since I've been on Facebook, I've been lucky enough to talk with Aussies, New Zealand's,
Canada. They were even out
Canada.
there
Oh my God! When I first started getting on, a lot of Canadians. Yeah, a lot of Canadians were online, and they were just like, "Mate, this is stupid up here," And then I started hearing from some British people and Aussies, and I'm like, "Holy crap! It's every country's fucking their military."
Well, isn't that how it
Lead by
usually
example.
happens? A guy puts his
I got a
puts something in
jalapeno
a hole, and it ends up being the wrong hole.
Yeah.
They really did good at the jalapeno flavor. Oh, one more.
I want American to do the one chip challenge.
Oh no, I've seen too many people do that I physically know. Like Chad did it, and he barely made it through it. Then I've seen a couple.
Chad did good with it.
Yeah, but as soon as he was done, he downed a gallon of milk. Kendra tried a little bit of it, and she about died. He was struggling.
I think Tom and Kyle have done it.
Yeah. Well, Kyle eats freaking liquid lava. I mean, we've seen some of the stuff that Kyle eats. That's
all right. I'm mailing this box to the next recipient. Who will it be? Everyone vote. Can't go to Ducky. I don't have like $80 to send.
Yeah, that box would be like $90, bro. Fuck.
Are they all like hot peppers?
The sriracha is green, cayenne is yellow or orange.
Send it to
Okay, so they're all hot.
Audie volunteered. Send it to him. I've seen Audie eat hot stuff. Let's try and see if he can eat these.
Yep, and you'll have to come on when you decide to do so. I am a slacker. Almost an hour and a half in when I was just brought up Baby Jesus and Kyle. What the fuck? Right, so our network is called Veterans Anonymous. You can catch us on twitch.tv Vets and None. You can catch us on YouTube, Veterans Anonymous. You can catch us on Facebook, Veterans Anonymous 22. Our shows are on Tuesday nights at 9 Eastern Standard Time with Scramjet with W, the American Uncle Si, and Kittens when she gets settled in. You can catch us here on the Crossroads at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays with myself, the Combat Cricket, Uncle Si, the American, and again, Miss Kittens when she gets settled in, and our loyal, I almost said loyal royal, what the fuck?
Well, I was Royal Australian Navy, so royal.
Oh, there you go. Our loyal royal Ducky veteran. And filling out your week with your safety brief at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Times on Thursdays. Our two favorite Marines, Tommy Indifferent and Baby Jesus with Full Metal Crayon Eaters.
I heard Rupert.
I don't know what he's not happy about. He's just not happy.
But Baby Jesus is he's a week away pretty much.
I think he is, about a week.
From completing his run across America. He is running 3,333 miles. He will be in DC. But we do always say, go check out his journey because he's my brother. And if you can't donate, please share.
Spread the word, yeah.
Because it'll help him get that last leg of his run done. He is raising awareness for veteran suicide.
And I'm sorry, Jade, on TikTok where they got those things where somebody ask a gal hey, what's that tongue do? You could always run and be like,
someone did that video with a goat.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, boo, what that mouth do? And it was the goat going.
I used to be able to do that R2D2 screech. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that TikTok that I saw? Whoa, we're halfway there. And it's R2D2 going across the sky.
Woo! That was warm.
Who did that?
Who did what?
What?
That woo!
Oh, that's Finn over here being an asshole.
Oh.
That's how he tells he's being neglected. He yawns. And he goes, "Oh!"
Sounds like a woman.
He's like literally standing here
What the hell is going
eyeballing me.
Oh.
He's
Alexa,
like, if you're sitting
lights turn
down,
like
you can
white.
pet me.
You've had no more misadventures with your pup.
Oh yeah, last
week.
week I was stressing last week when you were out there in the woods hunting for him.
So it's good news, bad news, I guess. He's not eating a lot.
Oh.
Lights off. I had to coat his food in bacon grease tonight. So generally they eat a cup and a half of food in the morning and at night. I think in the last 2 days he's eaten a cup and a half. So tonight with his cup and a half and his CBD, I took some bacon grease,
oh poor cow,
put it in a bowl and shook it up, and I'm like, if he doesn't eat this shit, like then there's some real issues. And he smelled it and he ate every bit. So I think he probably swallowed something that just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
But it's just a little stomach bug.
Yeah, a little stomach bug, because he is our cancer doggy. And with the whole walking away, which was just him being chewy, you know, he's like giving like Braxton Hicks dog signs of dying. Like they're not real, they're false alarms, you know, but like running away and trying to be by himself. No, he was over there trying to get some or being nosy.
He was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing over here?"
Not eating his
You
food.
saw how wet he was
John
when he
even
came
said
back.
that.
He was wet when he came back.
So did I say it wrong? 3,333 miles.
Yeah.
So I thought I said it right.
5,021.
I actually, one of my buddies came over and I was wearing the yellow, because he's my brother, 3,000 mile shirt.
Yeah.
And my buddy was like, "Hey, what's that shirt?" And I told him about it. He's like, "Oh, that's cool. What's on the back?" And I showed him, and he saw my name, and he was like reading the stuff on the back of it. And he goes, looks at me, looks back at the shirt. He goes, "Is that you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I know. I'm surprised about it too, bro." I about flipped out when Kyle was like, "Hey, look at this. What do you think?" I'm like, "My name's on a shirt."
Well, I do have some other bad news from Australia. Viking Lift Wear, which is one of the T-shirts that I wear a lot.
I looked that up.
Unfortunately, he has had to shut the business down due to COVID. He is no longer trading at the moment, but I have sent him well wishes, and I've called him the Phoenix because every time he comes back bigger and better.
Yeah,
So,
cool beans. Just a question: did he completely shut it down, close it, board it up, blah blah blah, no more, or is it just like we're gonna put it on delay, and if COVID, we can come back out?
He's shut it down completely.
Ah, damn!
There is no longer a Viking Lift Wear site at all. He's taken some time again. The reason why I call him the Phoenix is because he started the business in 2016. 2018, he shut down and moved over to from Western Australia to Victoria, so he could be closer to his family. And at the start of 2019, so just before COVID kicked, he opened a business, a shop front, and because of all of that and everything, and not being able to do any trade whatsoever out of that company, out of the shop front, it's basically shut him down. So the reason why I call him the
Phoenix,
marvelous person of the Phoenix, he's going to come back better. He's going to come back better. He's going to come back stronger. It's just he needs to focus on what he needs to do.
Right.
So it's very unfortunate that another veteran organization has shut down, but I'm sure that he'll be back, and as soon as he's back, you'll see me wearing all of his stuff again.
He'll be back.
Nice.
So
I know how it feels, man.
Felix picked the perfect time to start a new business right before a lockdown.
For me, it doesn't hurt too bad because, especially being in South Dakota, people still are allowed to go shopping relatively freely.
Right.
So besides the restaurant thing, because all the restaurants are not housed in South Dakota, we're pretty much like shut down like everywhere else, except for the ones that were primarily like the small businesses in South Dakota were still open, but they kind of they couldn't stay open when other places were closed because it just kind of inundated them with people and stuff like that. But my actual wholesale kicked up and online kicked up when it happened. Now, mind you, I don't want people to be locked in their houses, but I think one of my posts on Facebook in the beginning of all this, like how long has it been going on? Almost feels like 2 years.
I think it's been at least 2 years.
The one Facebook post I have
we've
that
been
has
hearing about it.
Yeah, it was like in the middle of the first year. I had a post that went out about barbecue sauce. It got viewed like 50,000 times, but that showed me, harder work to come by because it shows me how many times it got viewed, how many times it got clicked, and each time it went down like a very it went from 100% to like 5% to like 2% to point whatever, all the way down to how many people actually bought stuff.
Yeah.
And it was only 5 folks out of that many people like seeing it. The conversion rate, well, because I don't have, and still to this day, with certain aspects, I have brand recognition, but I don't really have brand recognition yet.
Not yet.
Like today at the service department, the guy goes, and I'm not wearing, he can't see the shirt, but he can see the hat, kind of, but I have my glasses on it. And I hand him a card because he was talking about barbecue. And he goes, I've seen this somewhere. And I'm like, yeah, probably so. Like between where you're at and where I'm at, I'm in like 20 spots. You probably see my truck.
Yeah.
See my hat. I'm like,
I was gonna say, is it
it's that,
before you wrapped your truck?
Yeah, it was just after I wrapped my truck. But
after. Okay.
One of those things where I like to see, I think it was 2 years ago, I was at an event, or I was like not at a show. Like for me, I was out somewhere hanging out, doing something, had nothing to do with my business. And I saw someone rocking my hat. And I'm like, that feeling is just like, whoa.
Bro, I still okay, for the last week, you know how I tell you I leave business cards whenever I go into a grocery store at the barbecue section, right?
Yeah.
So over at the Walgreens here, the only barbecue they have is they've got 2 little slots of standard SBR.
Uh-huh.
And so I put business cards, right? Those business cards have been there on the shelf in front of these 2 SBR bottles that have been there for the last week. When they go to restock and do the shelves and face, they leave the cards there, bro. I had somebody, I went over and I had the hat on, right? And they were like, "Are you the one that put those cards over?" And I'm like, "Probably." And they're like, "Yeah, we leave them there. We didn't know why, but it's been there, so we just leave them there now." I'm like, "Cool."
Dean, thank you. Hey, guys, can we have a moment? Dean just came out of the closet. Either that we already knew you were Navy, Dean. So you don't have to keep telling us you like penis.
I got such the random freaking impulse is going. I think we were just grabbing candy or something. Or no, I was.
She was grabbing ass.
Candy. We ran to the store for candy, but
candy ass.
I don't know how though, but I ended up going through an aisle that had all the freshly stocked SBR that I just randomly just wanted to go.
I do that. They that's how
I've
some of
seen
my stores
Felix.
know.
I've seen Felix on video. He'll go into a store and just put them all on their bottoms.
I lay them down so the 2 grocery stores I'm in out in the valley and by base. That's how one of the reasons they know I've been in there, because I'll walk by because Sweet Baby Ray's is either 1 or 2 levels under mine, and I'll just lay them over. But we got moved in one of those stores, so it's all good. They're working on something new. Who is that?
Miss Colorado. I think I remember reading or hearing a story about that. Yeah.
Is she in the Guard?
Army Specialist Mara Spencer Carroll takes Miss Colorado 2021 title.
You said Terrell?
Carroll.
Oh.
Carol Baskin.
No, I was
Killed her husband, whacked him.
Oh, God damn it, Jade. I had it as a ringtone for a while. I was trying not to let that earwig set in. Can't believe me. It didn't happen.
She is one soldier in a 700-member battalion, with more than half of her battalion deploying, while the rest continue their mission on home soil. That means physical training begins at 6:30. Okay, making her
6:30. What the hell?
Yeah.
She says, my number one goal going into basic was just to push myself as hard as I could. I wish I had done more push-ups getting ready for basic, but overall I was shocked how well I did, how far I came, and not just as a soldier, but as a human being, as a person learning more about myself, hearing myself. When I was getting ready for Miss Colorado, I will admit, because the guy who lives next to me in the barracks didn't know I was getting ready. So I started singing every day because that's my talent. And he texted me one day saying, "Is that you singing?" I was like, "Yeah, dude. What's up?" And he was like, "You sound like a Disney princess." He was so confused.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, "You sound like a Disney princess. Can you come over and sing for me?"
I don't know that I should have downloaded this picture. I was trying to get it to save. But I think that is pretty cool. She's an active duty Army, Miss Colorado, on her way to Miss USA.
That's pretty cool that she has time to take out of her busy day, Army.
No,
she's
on
hardcore.
leave. She's taking leave to do this.
Hardcore. We go Miss America pageants. I'm just joking. Just talking shit.
Jade's
actually
like,
the one person that I do
Thanksgiving.
The one person I do make fun of, I know, but he gets allowances because he gets people to join the military, is Tim Kennedy. That dude is still active duty, special operator, doing all kind of shit. You know, I think that like he can get in and get out of the military or whatever because he was in Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
The real one. And I'm like, so you had an active, not active soldier. He's like, I'm going on leave for a couple weeks. Where you going? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'll be back.
I'll be back. Fine. You'll know because you'll see me.
Yeah. Don't believe everything you see on the news. I wasn't there. Yeah. I'm fishing down in the Bahamas.
But no, this is no different than our exceptional athlete program.
Well,
it highlights people in the military, and it's a recruiting tool.
And it's headquartered at Fort Carson, Colorado Springs.
Yeah, you'll have a lot of young ladies see that and falsely think that they're going to be Miss America if they join the military. They will be, but it's kind of the dorm version. You'll be Miss America.
See, I missed out on so much because most of the time I was in the barracks I lived, it was all male. There were no females in our units.
Well, not even that in the Air Force.
Well, she's in the 4th Infantry Division.
Yeah, but females had their own.
She does like admin or something like that, but she's still part of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, like the females had their own dorms.
Yeah,
until you became an E4, and the E4 dorm was co-ed, and we had our like own bathroom in our room. So yeah, no, and it's 2-door room, so of course you don't have double bunk. But I was really mad that we didn't graduate to the level of Starship Trooper dorms by the time I was in the military. I think I was already in, but it never happened. You remember Starship Troopers?
Yes.
Yeah, the barrack scene.
Open bay co-ed. I like the tent scene a lot better.
Yes.
You've got 10 minutes.
Eddie looks, you got 15.
Hot chicks in the military.
What?
Yes, I remember that night, Damien.
No, actually, truly, it's one of those things like you would think you see some females in the Marine Corps, you're like Marine female, and you're like, oh wow. Yeah. But then you meet one and it's just like you can kill me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like
it's
had
the Top Gun scene.
Yeah,
we had
the two so I'm leaving I say so much Air Force shit. I was rollerblading to the gym when I was in tech school, going through between the dorms, and there's a group of Marines playing volleyball, and they literally stopped and walked into my path and like stopped me, like hand on the chest, like stopped me from, and I'm like headphones in, and I look up and I'm like, is this really happening? Like, this is some high school shit. Like, what, you want me to throw a punch on rollerblades? And they were like, oh, Air Force, you got better, you know, all the shit. And I'm just like,
hey, hockey players fight on ice.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, but black people don't fight on skates. But you know, I'm thinking like this is gonna suck if they do anything but talk shit, but I can wait them out. And all of a sudden, through the crowd, an arm grabs me, pulls me forward, and this chick, light skin, she looked like Erykah Badu before, if people remember what she looked like. Light skin, tall, lanky, black female, big red and black afro, like huge, with the like motorcycle aviator goggles in her afro, holding her hair up. And she pulls me up. She goes, Airman, go to the gym. And she literally just sends me off. And I pass this other very attractive female. And I'm just like, as I'm rollerblading backwards looking, when the Marines turn around and see, they all, group of them, lock up like they all got tased. And she just walks with her hands on her hips looking and starts yelling at him. And I'm thinking, she is a Marine? I tried the wrong branch.
Oh, bro, I used to hate that. Like, we'd go into the bar and you'd see it. Like, you know, I'm a guy. I'm going to see a hot chick. I'm going to be like, hey, can I buy you a drink? You want to dance? You know, I ain't got no game. That's why I'm still single. But so, you know, and then the next day you see the person in uniform and they're like a second lieutenant or something. It's like, oh, I was an asshole last night. I'm sorry, ma'am. You know, I didn't know. And they're like, no, that's cool. And I'm like, oh, hell.
I wish you didn't say Second Lieutenant Dave, because I'm about to be that guy. That guy.
Okay, Lieutenant Dan.
It wasn't
Lieutenant
me.
Dan, you got no legs.
I'm at a house party, and the like small house party, walking through. You got to go through the bedroom to go to the bathroom. And one of my buddies, he was an age guy, so that's aerospace ground equipment, all the equipment for the aircraft. Big old dude, huge. 6'3", prop, like I don't even know how he was in the military, but he had a, you know, anyway. I go to the bathroom and I hear people in the bedroom, and you had to walk around the bed, but I couldn't see anything. Little bitty bathroom, toilet, open the door, find the light switch, turn it on, and I'm pissing. And I just, all of a sudden I hear it better. And I turn around and the light shining down on my buddy. Like just, this girl was like this big, and my buddy was like that big. Like that. Because at first I thought he was just humping the bed. I'm like, that dude's drunk. And then I saw the girl, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm finished peeing. Well, I got a pretty decent look at her.
You see about
she turned her head.
You see about this much of her arm sticking out from under him. You know, maybe about
well, no, she turned her head when I saw her. So she saw me. I saw her. And
me.
I'm thinking like whatever, some random, you know, towny chick is whatever. And so we had a change of command. And with that change of command came some new officers. And I'm in the crowd, Airman Irving. I'm sitting there, and we got this new second lieutenant. And I'm looking at her. I'm like, tapping my buddy. I'm like, dude, like, and it's the guy. I'm like, that looks familiar. And he's like, I'm like, have you seen that? And I look at him, and I look back, and he's just like, and I'm like, I look at him, I look at her, I'm like,
he realized.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go say hi.
Yeah, this is gonna be good.
He looked like a dad. Right. He looked like my dad. That's how big that guy was. But we're both like two stripers. And I'm like, ma'am, Sergeant Airman Irving, welcome to the squadron. And I shake her hand, and she's like shaking my hand. She goes, thank you very much. And she looks at me, and she's like, and then she looks over. Airman. Ma'am, you have a great day.
Hope to talk to you soon.
No, she should have brought you in real close and said, you say anything, I'll fucking kill you.
No pun intended, no blackmail. But
I've got a good one for you then.
Yeah, it was a pretty funny jaunt. I was like,
okay.
I don't know any like officer ones.
I've got a good one. I ended up being a laundry maintainer, so I was the one doing all the uniforms for the Australian Navy.
Yeah, we call it prisoner, but anyway.
Yeah, accurate. So what it was I was down on the female deck of the ship where we did all the washing and everything else, and I ended up having domestic washing machines and industrial machines. I was in charge of the industrials, and so we ended up, they had 2 industrial washing and 2 industrial dryers. We lost 1 washer and 1 dryer on a 6-month deployment. So here I am staying up until 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, getting all of these things done. And one of the female officers decided that she needed to get her personals washed because she had run out. So she has come down in a towel, put all of her stuff in the washing machine, and left. I didn't realize that, and then I've heard the washing machine finish, and she's come back in with just the towel on again, and and she's turned around and gone, "Oh my God, I didn't realize there was someone else here. I wish I was wearing something else than just the towel." And I've gone, "It's okay, ma'am. I'm just around the back. I basically work here 24/7. I'm not gonna see much." And so, sure enough, my stuff had finished, and I'm leaving the area, and I've looked straight up underneath her towel as she was coming back down
the stairs because they're metal grating on the ship. Nice.
2 weeks later, I was out of the laundry. I was in my mess area. I was having a shower. And so I've gone from my mess to the showers, and I used to walk with just a towel over the shoulder and hold it onto my my toiletries.
I thought you were going to say you were holding on to something else.
No, toiletries in this hand, towel in the other, naked, top to bottom. And she's walked down the stairs. I then turn around and go, "Well, at least we're even now." And she's gone, turns tail and back up the stairs.
We used to have the second time I went to Kuwait, I think that was where Audie did. We had the showers that looked like 4 phone booths locked together, and they had the water in top, and you just pull the plug, soap up, pull the plug, and they were co-ed. So like you'd be standing there, and there's a chick in the stall like half a foot away from you. It's like, "Hey, can I borrow your shampoo?" When we went to Kuwait deployment, second time.
Deployment. Really?
Yeah.
Co-ed, huh?
Well, the first time I went, it wasn't. The second time we were all in one big cabal, and it was like the showers are here. And after about 1 or 2 weeks, they finally figured out we should probably make female and male shower areas and shouldn't have co-ed. We were kind of bummed about it, but
Oh my goodness. Yeah, nothing like that. We just, nope. We just, as normal, Air Force, we found drunk people in the showers. A lot of drunk people in the showers.
Oh, that's every branch, bro. We found
Depending
on where you're at.
Worldwide.
You'd wake up in the morning, go to the common latrine, where there's like 4 shitters, 4 stalls, and 4 shower heads, and
picking a guy up from outside the
pupa. At least one person's either passed out on the crapper, face up or ass down. Somebody's passed out in the shower. Yeah.
He's had a decency to go back to my room and fake it and pass out there.
Damien, if you're a certain mutual friend, he pisses the bed.
Yep, we had a couple of those shitty people.
Mm-hmm.
So I found another story that's kind of interesting. Washington man killed daughter's boyfriend who sold her into sex ring. Left his body in a trunk for a year.
What's the problem?
How did he not stink?
So a 60-year-old man is accused of killing his daughter's boyfriend who allegedly sold her into sex trafficking and leaving his body in a car's trunk for nearly a year. The police department according to the police department, in October of 2020, Eisenman learned that his juvenile daughter was allegedly sold into a sex trafficking ring in Seattle. Eisenman reportedly learned that there was a possibility his daughter's boyfriend was involved in the sale. The same month, Eisenman was able to rescue his daughter. It's in quotes. and brought her back to Spokane. The boyfriend is Andrew Sorensen, and in November, mother bitches, November. In November of 2020, Eisenman reportedly found out the boyfriend was going to be in Airway Heights, Washington. So Eisenman waited for the victim and then confronted Sorensen when he arrived. Police alleged Eisenman abducted the victim, tying him up and placing him in the trunk of a vehicle. That's in quotes.
Okay.
Eisenman allegedly hit Sorensen in the head with a cinder block and then stabbed him repeatedly, which killed him. So according to Spokane
little sloppy, but I like where he's going with it.
According to the police department, Eisenman kept Sorensen's body in the trunk and drove the car to North Spokane County, where he abandoned it in a remote area. Nearly a year later, in October of 2021, Spokane police believe a third party moved the vehicle. So they've said there's been a couple things that said that somebody found the abandoned car and stole it and then abandoned it. But on October 22nd, police officers reported to an address because of a foul odor emanating from the car. According to police, individuals were rummaging through the car and taking items when they made the gruesome discovery. So hey, I was breaking into this car, and and it smelled really bad, and we found a body.
Right.
Well,
Washington. What can I say? But
okay, do you guys remember me talking about the Cleo Smith 4-year-old that got abducted?
Yes, they found her. I fucking saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that after this. But they were saying Sorensen's hands and ankles were bound by zip ties, and he had tape over his mouth. Officers confirmed human remains were inside the vehicle. The car, a 91 green Honda Accord, belonged to Brenda Cross, which is another name in the article. So she was engaged to Eisenman, and their daughter is the juvenile who was trafficked.
Now it's all making sense. Now.
Eisenman reportedly told the officers who went to speak with Cross that the car was stolen. But Eisenman did confess to killing Sorensen. Police said Eisenman had no prior violent criminal history, was arrested, booked in jail for first-degree murder, and his bond is set at $1 million.
That million will get paid by somebody awesome.
Oh yeah. Well, and somebody
out the country.
Somebody in the comments was like, he understood the assignment. That's a TikTok thing.
Yep. Yes. I didn't hear if you said he got his daughter back.
Yeah, so the boyfriend, supposedly, I think it was like less than $1,000.
God.
Sold her into a sex trafficking ring. The dad was able to recover her, save her, and bring her home.
Yeah, that's the part I missed.
Nice, that's good.
Yeah, so he saved the daughter, and then like a month later, went and just like killed this kid.
Righto.
Which
I don't feel seriously, I don't feel sad, mad, like
I know that his death was a little violent. However,
what do you think that gal went through? Come on, that little girl.
I was just gonna say, think about what the daughter went through.
Parental instinct. That's his daughter. That's a dad. There'd be, how many guys with dad bods would try to attack like the mountain if he was hurting their daughter? Now, yes, would it be futile? Yes, but they would hopefully. I would say 80% of them would try to go ham. And maybe
bond between a dad and a daughter is it's special.
Yeah, bro, really I don't have kids, and I would still go batshit crazy if somebody did that to a kid I knew. You know what I mean? It's not just it's more with parents, but it's a human nature thing. You don't do that. That's just not right.
Mm-hmm. Dads.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All of the dads are commenting wood chipper, pig farm. Yeah.
Not saying anything, you know, but my hobbies are wood chipping and pig farming, and I like to summer in live plants.
Yeah. I heard if you plant like exotic and rare breed plants above a body, they can't dig it up because it's like a cultural deal. Just saying, I heard, not knowing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. As I just mentioned, the 4-year-old that was abducted 18 days ago, she was found in Carnarvon, which is northwestern Australia. She was found apparently safe and well.
Nice.
And she was reunited with her parents last night. So
nice.
That's good. That's good.
That I have to admit that is the best outcome we could have ever thought of. But the way that everything happened, like there was just no real reason why it happened. So
how far away from where she was taken to where she was found? Like in miles, if you can.
I'll convert.
I know, because I'm just like, I'm not doing the math.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was actually going to have you talk about it today.
No, yeah, she was. Hang on, Damien, how far away was Carnarvon from the?
Like how many hours? We could figure out the mileage because you guys ain't got a speed limit.
Away from. From the family home as well. Okay, so she had obviously.
Well, weren't they camping and she was found missing from a tent? Yeah.
Yeah. She was camping with her family and then got taken, but to hear that she was 6 minutes away from her.
Wow. That means it was probably somebody that had seen her or knows her.
That was somebody watching.
That's something that's unfortunate because the person that did is now in custody.
You mean he's still alive?
Yes. And scarily enough, he is an Aboriginal. So I haven't got all the full story, but I'm sure that we can probably talk once all of the details come out.
Damn.
But yeah, 890 kilometers from Perth is where Carnarvon is, and distance.
No, that's amazing news. And then
it is cool. Yeah, I always love those good stories where like here in Iowa, they had a kid that had been missing for like 2 months, and sadly they found his body. But
yeah, we have this big kid that's been missing for I think like since January in DC, and they see him every once in a while wandering around in blue suits, talking gibberish in the streets. Yeah, sometimes he's on the news. They see him, but it's like, where's Waldo? But will his parents please come pick him up?
It's like Sasquatch. We saw. No, we didn't. Did we?
So,
Ducky, I don't know that 500 what?
890 kilometers is 550 miles north of Perth.
To end up 6 minutes away from her home.
Yeah.
So somebody knew they were camping. Somebody knew they were camping where they were camping. They followed them and went back. Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Carnarvon is a very small town. It would be a bit like Deliverance.
Run.
Yes. So, yeah, that's a scary thing, and to think that a person could do that is very scary. To think that we're living in Australia, we think that we're free and everything, and that nothing's bad going to happen. But it is the best news that we could ever have hoped for, because even as a lot of people say, after 48 hours, after 2 weeks, it's very rare for them to be alive, and to find her alive and well is the best news possible.
Wow.
So
and even like with kids, because I know the red wine kid that went missing here, they called off the search like a week or two in. It wasn't until like the snowpack melted that like
they were able to
2
get
years that 2 years later.
Yeah.
And then another like year to find his skull to figure out how he had died.
Yeah.
And his dad, I believe, is still hasn't been like convicted because of COVID and problems with his crazy sketchy things with his lawyer.
Yeah.
And he went missing before 2015. I think 15 was when they found his remains. But it's like even with kids, it's crazy. And you know, I'm a family member of somebody who went missing. So yeah, the fact that like after 48 hours, the fact that it was over 2 weeks and she's
still healthy.
She's okay.
There's video footage of her cuddling into a police officer on the shoulder, and another police officer is talking to her and everything else. And she does look well fed. She doesn't look starved or anything. So, but you don't know what has happened. Exactly, and that's exactly it.
You don't know what's left up there. Yeah.
I can't even imagine being those police officers, especially if they're parents. You know, I was really happy to see that that she was found safe, and that I did see that she was back with her family.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. Sam saying exactly what happened.
Oh, I'm sure, Damien, Sam, she's going to have mental issues. She's going to be in therapy for the rest of her life, probably. I'm assuming nappies are diapers.
Yes. Nappies in Australia are diapers.
Well, and even so this week, actually, what was it? Monday? Yeah. So Monday I went and I was sitting in the dirt lot waiting for B to get out of school, and the school calls me, and it's 15 minutes before the school or his part of the school gets out. And the admin was asking me, did you by chance come in and like sign him out and or anything like that? And I was like, no, the only time that I did that or have ever signed him out this year was for when he went out to outdoor lab. And then she's like, it goes silent, and she tells me, we can't find him. He was seen walking out of gym with another student with their bags, and we are not able to find him.
You were seen missing your head, still talking to me, and we can't find your brain.
And she's just like, we're calling you right now to see if somehow like you picked him up because his school is third grade. This campus is 3rd grade through 12th grade. So there's 3 different parts of the school, and they dismiss at different times. So the little ones had actually been dismissed by the time she called me. So the chaos of all that going on, and trying to find him and this other student, and me about to start clearing this freaking building with my child, and you're telling me you can't find him. But she told me because I told her, I was like, I'm outside the school where I normally pick him up, and she's like, okay, please stay there in case he comes out to you, and if he comes out to you, please call us back so we can stop like searching and stuff like that. I'm calling the police officer who is the resource officer there. I'm gonna let her. I'm alerting her because his resource officer is a female. So I'm alerting her right now. So the police get involved at this point. And I'm sitting in the dirt lot, like looking at every single kid that's coming out, even though he shouldn't be out of school just yet. But I'm still like, and I'm calling him. He's not supposed to have his phone, but his phone's on. And he's not answering it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I had the fucking like worst day of my freaking life on Monday because he doesn't like gym. He doesn't like gym, so he left gym with his friend, and he was thinking, or they were thinking, we'll just go hang out in the high school bathroom. But when they were sending students in to go check, because, you know, female teachers not going into the high school boys' bathrooms.
Yeah.
They weren't responding, or they were hiding well enough that they weren't responding, so the students would come out and say, no, they're not in there. It wasn't until the police officer identified herself and said, you know, PD, I'm entering the bathroom, that they were just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Came out. So they called me. It was the longest 15 minutes of my life. I know he was missing way longer than that, because calling parents is pretty much their last resort to finding them.
Yeah.
So it was like I said, it was the longest 15 minutes of my flipping life. I'm blowing up his phone, texting him, answer your phone, emergency, emergency. But he's so young that he didn't realize what that really was. You know? So, but yeah, it was terrifying.
Okay, hang on. Damien, I would classify cricket a bit like Mama Deb.
I don't know who Mama Deb is.
Mama Deb is our mutual friend. She is an absolute beautiful woman. She's 5'0". She ended up with a very bad accident when she was working. She now walks around with a crutch. Or as yeah.
She doesn't know me.
Oh, trust me. She's Dutch. She's also
that's funny, Dean.
Cook. She is an amazing cook, and she takes everyone under her wing.
But what really ended up happening was, you know, they're 6th graders. So it was more of like just that panic mode. Like I said, I had a family member that was missing, or that had went missing. So it's just like my mind goes automatic to the worst case scenario, protective, freaking out, just panicked. And I just explained it to him. I didn't yell at him. I explained it to him that, you know, like, regardless of what you think, your teachers care almost as much as I care about you and your well-being and your safety. So it was more of like, you got to understand there's going to be repercussions about it. So yesterday he went to the principal's office, pretty much, because like I said, this happened at the very end of the school day. So the next day in the morning, he was pulled out. Him and the other student were pulled out, and they just were pretty much like, hey, here's the seriousness of what happened. You guys are looking at suspension.
And they're like, old people mad.
But, you know, because like I said, they're still young, that
Right.
they didn't quite understand it. So they ended up working out that they're just going to be making up the time that they lost in gym class on their recess. They're that young, they're still getting recess. So
yep.
I
don't get
remember
recess until you're at least 45 years old.
Recess is awesome.
Oh, Dave, I got that Alexa thing to work.
Uh-oh, I'm scared.
No, remember? Alexa, wrong house, buddy.
Yes. Nice. Nice.
Then the lights go down, and the toys come out.
That's the only reason I want to get an Alexa and like voice operated lights is to do that.
Turn lights blue.
Well, and that's exactly what they were saying. That's like they were young enough to know or not know the seriousness of it. That had they been older, suspension probably. But
little
having
kids are
them,
like, "Oh, cool! I don't have to go to school." Yay!
Yeah, and that's why they said, and
then that leads them to a life of crime
away
and
something,
stabbing people for crack
to show them.
Yeah. Actually, Jade, there is a meme because Thanksgiving is coming. I sent you a meme on Facebook. It's an unfortunate cake. I think that would be accurate for this. And then also, there's another photo there for... Let's see. She's saying
like 15 minutes past.
Yeah.
All right, just real quick, or this last one, and then I'll pull the other one up next week.
I got Call of Duty to play.
You got Call of Duty. I'm going to kill zombies.
I'm going to
Vanguard open up, Dave?
I think it's today or tomorrow.
Well, guess what? I'll be up to find out either or. Oh, gobble gobble.
When Thanksgiving decorations go wrong,
Pinterest
gobble,
fail.
That's a.
I don't know.
It's like he took the parts off with him when he came out.
But yeah, I think I'm going to go to Amazon Prime, and I've heard there's one of the book series I read that I loved, and I've read like 3 times, called The Wheel of Time. Mm-hmm. They actually have made into a movie, and it's available on Amazon Prime.
Oh, bam!
Right? Am I right, Ducky?
It's there. I was actually going to start watching it this weekend.
That's what I think I'm going to do tonight. Is I'm going to go over and check it out and be like, I hope it's so good.
Wheel of Time. I'll have to remember that. Text me that, Dave.
I will.
Alrighty, guys. Well, final thoughts.
Hey, it would be really cool if we actually all sat down and watched it at the same time.
It was an awesome book series. I loved it.
Yeah. So no, what was it? Yeah.
All right, Becky, final thoughts, Mister.
Final thoughts. Yes. You never know where your next bill is coming from. You never know what is happening around the corner. You never know who you're going to meet on a strange podcast.
Those first 2 I know because I have cameras, guns, and a big ass freaking freezer and fridge.
So you never know who, and never know what sort of friends you're going to end up with over the years. Looking forward to next week when hopefully I'm not working and we can get Damien on, so he can actually tell us a bit about himself and about his journey, and then have a couple of games against you guys.
That'd be fun. Yes.
Lower row, Uncle Si.
Yeah, like I always say, we tell everybody to reach out, but you got to keep reaching out, because if the first person you call is busy and you don't reach out, it's not their fault. You got to keep reaching out, because they might be reaching out themselves. You never know what kind of day somebody's having, so keep reaching out. That's all. We got to get that numbers down to 0. I don't care if it's 1, that's 1 too many. So keep reaching out. Thank you.
Reach around, do what you got to do.
Hey, if that's what it takes, I'll reach around.
He said that.
His voice kind of was like,
hey, maybe you'll get like some Navy credit for your retirement disability.
Hey, you never know.
Like, I have this Navy issue. What? I can't. Anyway. No, thank you guys for being on. Seriously. It is a wonderful time hosting, being on the show for you guys, making a little levity about the craziness going on in the world. And just know that you have people out there in your corner. All you got to do is make a phone call, one of my biggest drives for my business is to get to the point, like to do stuff that I got to do during 9/11 with giving Sacred Mountain $2,000. Like that's just a small part of the kind of things that I want to be able to do, you know, for the community that taught me so much and that I care about. And that's just America, not particularly just vets, first responders or whatever, but it's all our folks. So, yeah, you guys help me do what I really love to do. My little mission is to be good and make everyone else fat.
Well, I'm getting there.
Stay home and make barbecue. But no, thank you guys.
Then when the zombies come, they'll eat all of those people and we'll be fine.
Bam! I'm a reverse prepper. I de-prep people. I prep the menu for the zombies.
Can you imagine a zombie eating a chili?
But thank you guys. Love you all.
Carolina Reaper body.
So you're gonna do the
Yes, ma'am.
Felix.
Yes.
Yes.
I said yes.
No, you're whatever. Anyway.
Honestly, we know what we're doing.
No, but yes, we're professionals. Yeah. So we say this every week. We're here for you. Like I said, best way to piss me off is put shit on like that before Thanksgiving.
One to me.
It matches your headphones too.
It does.
So does. Yeah, it's awesome.
You plotted this shit. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna just do this.
Bam. So bye. Hey.
I'm just kidding. The best way to reach out to us is probably like our Facebook page, the Veterans Anonymous Facebook page. Message that. It should be alerting all of us. So who is available can help. If you don't necessarily think we're your cup of tea, we will do our best to get you those resources. Always here. Like I said, check out or tomorrow, I believe, unless they have tech issues where Baby Jesus is not in a good signal area. Check out Full Metal Cran Eaters tomorrow.
How close is he to finish?
He's like real close, bro.
A week?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a week or less, I believe. Yeah, he's like a week or less because he's real close.
He's ending on the Marine Corps birthday, isn't he?
I think.
Or is it Veterans Day?
See, I can't remember if it was Veterans Day or the Marine Corps birthday.
I believe it's the Marine Corps birthday, just because
it was going to be like
and that's the way they are.
Well, yeah, and he said he was going to finish like before the birthday, but he was going to hang out to go to the ball, which still cracks me up.
Yeah, that's when it's
Marine
Corps ball.
Yeah, Marines have a ball. It's like the Army has
every
a command.
pretty girl deserves to go to a ball. Check them out not next week, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Love y'all. See you next week here on the Crossroads.
Peace.
Deuces.